Hi guys, this is Teacher Michelle again. So before we continue with our video tutorial for this evening, please do hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Teacher Michelle. You can easily search that out. By the way, our video tutorial for this evening would be about how to enroll with DepEd website. How to enroll online with DepEd website. Please also take note that only Cebu City students or pupils can do the online. Alright? So this is basically just under the public schools. As for the private schools, that will depend on their process. As far as this virtual or video tutorial is concerned, this is only under Cebu City public schools. So don't worry. I'm pretty sure a lot of parents would also want me to create a Bisaya version for it to be better understood. Don't worry, I will be making two versions, alright? Don't worry, I will be making two versions, an English version and a Bisaya version. So you can choose whichever among those tutorials you wish to watch. So I'll exit for a while and see you a little later. Hello, good evening once again. This is Teacher Michelle. I'll be making a video tutorial on how to do an online enrollment using our DepEd website. Again, I would like to reiterate that our enrollment or the video tutorial that I will be making is an enrollment only for Cebu City schools. As for the provinces, they have their own online enrollment process. Alright? So without further ado, let me first show you the website that we need to get into. So I have here the official website that we will be using in order for us to get through the online enrollment form. So that is www.depedcebucity.com. Alright, so let's just try to copy this. Okay, so I will give you a moment for you to do a screenshot or take a picture. Alright, so we will just copy this for a while and paste it on our search bar. So as soon as we click or enter this website, this is basically what we will see. So this is the official DepEd Cebu City website. So let us focus here on the top part of the page. So please, again, for you to be guided, just follow my cursor at all times. Alright? So I think everyone is ready. So sit tight, sit back and relax. Alright? So how can we do the online enrollment? Basically, what you can see here is home, about, K-12, resources, online enrollment, procurement, and tracking system. What we will be clicking on is, of course, it's online enrollment. So as soon as you move, you don't need to click it first. If you just move your mouse to online enrollment, there will be a drop-down window. So there are three options here: elementary schools, secondary schools, which will include the junior high school and senior high school, and of course integrated schools. In my case, I will be doing an elementary schools video tutorial. Alright, so let's click on elementary schools. as soon as you click elementary schools, the next page that would open is actually a list, no? This will be a list of schools that you wish to enroll in. In my case, I would like to set an example for our school, which is Labangon Elementary School. So basically, it's easy to find. So in my case, if it's Labangon Elementary School, since this is all in alphabetic arrangement, so that's letter C. Let's try to do the next page. All right. Now we're in letter L. Okay, so this is it. This is the school that I am in, Labangon ES. Okay, I'll just click here to enroll. So again, as soon as you find the school that you desire to enroll in my case, it's Labangon ES, or in short, Labangon Elementary School. At the right hand side of it, you can see a blue colored button, no? Or a blue colored link that says click here to enroll. So you will be clicking that. So let's do it. As soon as you click here to enroll, you will then be given a set of instructions on how to go about the enrollment process, right? So let's read first the enrollment instructions, no? First instruction, this enrollment survey shall be answered by the parent or guardian of the learner. So it is very important, no, that the details or the data that should be entered in this enrollment form should be from the legal, or not necessarily legal, but from the direct parent of the student or pupil, or from the assigned guardian of the student or pupil that also has an extensive idea, no, on the background of the said student. That's number one. Number two, please read the questions carefully and fill in all applicable spaces and write your answers legibly in capital letters. So take note to the parents viewing this video tutorial. Please set either your Android phone, your cell phone, your laptop computer, set it on caps lock or in capital letter. And if there are items that are not applicable, you can write NA, or in other words, is called not applicable. Okay? Number three, for questions or clarifications, please ask for the assistance of the teacher or person in charge. So, dear parents, if you have any contacts, you have contact numbers, are you friends in Facebook with a teacher in the school that you wish to enroll, you can directly contact them and ask for their assistance, and they will be happily assisting you with your concerns. All right. So let me just give some few insights now before we go on. For number one, now if there are really, I do understand now that there will be really parents who would have a hard time, especially those who are not tech savvy. So you can always ask from help from either your husband or any relative that you know that can assist you with the technicalities of this. Alright, so long as you're just there beside him or her to give all the necessary information. Alright, that's we're clear there. Second, so always be mindful of the capital letters, because if you will not follow the capital letters instructions, if you click next, it will not push through, no, and not unless you change it to all capital letters. All right, and also for the not applicable, you might be wondering, no, unsa kay data, or what would be the data that would not be applicable to my child? All right. The not applicable data here could possibly be you might have not have got hold of the LRN of your child, since we understand that COVID-19 blew up at March, which is the exact time that supposedly you would have received your report card. But alas, that wasn't, or that didn't happen because of COVID-19. So since you don't have your LRN, you can just type in N/A for that. Alright, that's just an example. Anyway, as soon as we start answering it, I'll be running through how it goes. Alright, so I think everyone is set. I have given the proper insights and instructions to properly do the enrollment. So let's now move on and click to next. Alright, so we are on the next page. Again, another friendly reminder, please always follow my cursor so that you would be guided where I am going through in this page. Alright? So grade level and school information. So this is basically the information that you can input of your student. Now, A1, school year. So of course, this is for school year 2020 to 2021. So you just click on that. Right? Next, A2, check the appropriate boxes only. Alright, so this is what I just mentioned a while ago. Do you have your child's LRN with you or no? If no, you can go on and click no. If yes, you can go on and click with LRN. Alright? So in this case, let us assume that no LRN. Alright? It won't make a difference. Do not worry, parents. Regardless if you have your LRN with you or no LRN, this is just basically a tentative enrollment. Just so long as we can get the list or the official list of those who wish to push through for this school year's classes. Alright? So don't worry. Next, A3, returning or balik-aral. So, balik-aral meaning did your child flunk the previous level? If yes, then you click yes. If no, then you click no. Right? Or sorry, not the previous level, the current level, I mean. So, say for example, if this is grade 1, Simbako, no? Simbako, hopefully God wouldn't will it. But if ever your child failed grade 1 previously, so that means returning or balik-aral. But otherwise, if your child did pass grade 1, then you will just click no. Alright? I hope I have made that clear. Next, A4, grade level to enroll. So, grade level to enroll. Basically, this is what the grade level your child will be in. So, if previously your child was in kindergarten, your child will be most likely now in grade 1. Okay? Next, A5, last grade level completed. So, what was the previous level that your child graduated in? So, since he or she is already in or will enter grade 1, so that would mean before he or she was in kinder. Right? Next, A6, last school year completed. Okay? So, let's just click on the arrow down. So, of course, if your son or daughter graduated last school year, which is 2019-2020, so you click this. Okay? So let me just clear last school year completed. In my case, I have had experiences that a child in my grade 1 classroom failed to continue grade 1 right after he graduated kindergarten. No, he did not fail grade 1, but he wasn't able to go back to school right away after kindergarten. So bale, he skipped a school year. So it is very understandable if ever you have clicked on a different school year. Because possibly your son or daughter might have graduated kinder by last 2017, 2018. But then again, for some reason, you weren't able to have your child come back to school at 2018, 2019. So you skipped a school year. So you can basically click 2017, 2018 if that would be the case. Alright? But we will just set an example. Considered last year as a graduated student in kinder last school year. Right? I hope I have made that clear. Next, A7, last school attended, or the school ID. Alright? If you have the school ID, it is best for our side in Labangon Elementary School, the school ID is 119886. Right? At this case, of course, I know our school ID. But in your case, as parents, if ever you do not have any idea on the school ID, you can just basically type, again, it has to be caps lock, Labangon Elementary School. Okay? If you are confused as to what is the school ID, you can just type in Labangon Elementary School. Right? So this does not only apply to Labangon Elementary School. So if ever your child before was from Pardo Elementary School, say for example, you can just, and you don't know their school ID, so you can just type in there, Pardo Elementary School. Okay? So it's just that simple. Do not confuse yourself with that. If you don't know the school ID, just type in the name of the school. Okay? So let's type it back to Labangon Elementary School. Alright. Next would be school address. Alright. For the school address, of course, it's Katipunan Street, Labangon, Cebu City. Right? Once again, if ever you wouldn't know the exact address or the prescribed address of the school that your child last attended, do not worry, diba? Do you remember the last instruction? If you do not know what to answer, you can just click on or write or type rather N/A. Okay? In this case, let's put it back to its official school address. So that's Katipunan, Labangon, Cebu City. Alright. Now, A9. What is the school type? Is the student from a private or from a public school? But of course, we all know that Labangon Elementary School is a public school. No? So we just click on public. Right? Next, A10. School to enroll in school ID. Alright? So as soon as you have clicked, since we have clicked the school previously, diba? Before we even started answering this, we already chose the name of the school. So automatically, this will generate the district of the school, which is South District 4, Labangon Elementary School, with school ID 119886. Alright? So you don't need to confuse yourself with that. That will automatically drop down as soon as you click the arrow down. Next, A11, school address to enroll in. So if you were from if you are still going to enroll in the same school, so you can just basically copy and paste, no, the address. But otherwise, if you were from a different school and then you transferred to Labangon ES, so basically this is it. This is the address. Alright, I hope I have made myself clear with this. And I hope everyone is clear with this page. No? Anyway, do not worry. For if there are still confusion and all that, you can always contact me. You can comment the YouTube page below. If you have contact to my Facebook, you can PM me at any time. I will also write in the link of my Facebook page so that you can also communicate to me through the page. Right? So don't worry. So after we've answered all this, we will just click on next. Alright. For the next page, we will then answer the student information. Excuse me for a while. Alright. Student information. B1. PSA birth certificate number, if available upon enrollment. So basically, the PSA birth certificate number, if you can remember, no, or if the birth certificate of your child is in front of you right now, it's actually on the top left. No, there is a code there, right? There is a code on the top left of his or her birth certificate, which will most likely look or be like this. No, I'll try to type in my birth certificate number. So 94, sorry. So that's 94-1865. All right. So that can be found at the top right. Okay, top right part of your child's NSO. Okay, that's at the top. Okay. However, if there is you have a problem with the NSO, you haven't gotten the NSO yet, do not worry. Once again, if you do not have the certificate number, you can just always type in N/A. Right? Next, B2, Learner Reference Number, or LRN. So we discussed about this earlier, no? As for the LRN, again, if you have not gotten the LRN of your student, you can always click N/A. Okay? Okay, just wait for a while. Let's just try to see later, no? I understand there is an alert here, must be whole number. Let's just see later. Next would be the last name of your child. So in my case, let me just put it as an example. Anyway, we will not submit this. This is just for the sake of video tutorial. So for my last name, I'll just type in my last name, Tita Luna. Right? Assuming that is the last name of your child. First name, that's B4, first name, Michelle Joyce. Right? Next would be B5, middle name, that would be Go. Okay. B6, extension name, for example, if your child is a junior, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and so on, So this is where you can click. No? If ever or however, if this does not apply to your child, you can always click NA. Right? Next, B7 or date of birth. So always take note, you have to write or type in the month, then the day, then the year. So in my case, I'll try to type in my birthday. So my month is August, so that's 08 dash. My day is 26 dash. My year is 1990. So this wouldn't be valid, no? So I'll just change my date of birth to 2013, assuming that this is for an entry point for grade 1. Okay? So my age, possibly my age would be at 7. No? Next would be sex. As for the sex or the gender, you can actually choose male or female. Next, B10, belonging to any indigenous people or IP, community or indigenous cultural community. If this applies to you and your son or daughter, then you should click yes. However, if no, you can always click no. Okay? B11, if no, click NA. If yes, please specify. Alright, so we will just choose NA here. So here we go. Right. So next is B12, mother tongue. What does this mean? So this means what is the first language that your son or daughter have learned. So in our case, since we are all Cebuanos, the basic and standard language that we always wake up to would be Bisaya, no? But however, if you have started it with English, by all means, you can always click others. Or if you've started it with Tagalog, click Tagalog, right? In my case, I woke up and started learning Cebuano, no? So I'll click Cebuano. Next, B13, religion. Okay? So basically, these are the religions offered, no? That you might be connected into. So that's Bible Baptist Church, Iglesia ni Cristo, Islam or in the Muslims, Roman Catholic, or the Seventh-day Adventist. However, if there are other religions that was not specified here, you can always click others. Alright? If ever your religion was not specified there. In my case, I am a Roman Catholic, so I'll just click Roman Catholic. Okay. B14. Does the learner have special needs? For learners with special education needs. Okay. When we say special needs, alright, this is a very delicate concern or issue to talk about, no? When we say special needs, my dear parents, this is, it's either, does your student have any official, no? It has to be officially written from a licensed doctor if your son or daughter is a Down syndrome or has autism, no, or is ADHD, and all those possible special needs students. Or it can always mean that your child needs special needs in terms of might he have an injury that have caused a lifetime issue na, no? Like, does he have problems in walking na ba? No? Or in my case, I have had a case, no, a student who had issues for his eyes, for he had onset glaucoma, no, which is very sad, but yeah, that could also be considered since he needs it has to be pointed out, no. As far as autism, Down syndrome is concerned, please, before you click yes, make sure that you have the official written result from a licensed doctor, no, that can really state na that is the condition, no, or the situation of your child, right? Otherwise, if you don't have the supporting details, please just click no. Okay? So I hope I have made myself clear here, for this is a very delicate matter that is should be taken not taken lightly, no? All right. Next would be B15. If yes, please specify. NA if none. So since I click no, I'll be typing here N/A. Next, B16. Do you have any assistive technology devices available at home? For example, a screen reader, Braille, or DAISY, right? Again, if this does not apply to you, then you just click no. Okay? B17. If yes, please specify. Since you did not click yes, so we will just type in N/A. Next, B18. The address. So of course, this would be your address. So please do type in the specified address. So if you have a house number, please do specify that. So for me, it's phase 1, block 3, lot 8, Brookridge subdivision. Okay, Dr. Pablo U Abelia Street. Okay, so you stop at street since it's asking only the house number and the street. B19, it's now asking for the barangay. So since my location is actually part of Labangon, so I will be typing in Labangon. Okay. B20, city or municipality. So we are under Cebu, so we just type in Cebu City or just Cebu, right? For B21, it's province. So we are under the province of Cebu, so again we type again Cebu, right? So I hope I have made everything clear at every number, no, or section that we need to answer. It's just this. Let's try to click next. If ever there's a prompt, let's try to leave it blank. Okay. Let's click next. Whoops. So I think we need to leave it blank. Let's just leave it blank. Then let's click on next. Okay, it's a go. So we just leave that blank. Okay. If ever you do not have the LRN of your son or daughter. Next, the parent or guardian's information, right? So it is crucial, no, that you have to completely answer all the data here in this section, especially the contact numbers and addresses, so that we can be able to contact you as soon as any update comes along, since we have a very unique way now of having our classes, which is in virtual classes or in other possible distance learning options, right? So father's full name. So let me just write, for example, just the name of my father. So please take note. You have to write the surname first name, and then middle name. So that's surname, that's Go. First name, Maximo. Middle name, Ko. Okay, so that's how it is. Surname or your last or family name, then your first name, and then your middle name. No, please do not write the middle initial. Completely write the middle name or type in the middle name. Next, C2, highest educational attainment, right? If ever you just graduated under elementary graduate, you just click it. High school graduate, you click it. Vocational, did you graduate in a vocational school or TESDA? Are you in a college level? You didn't get to graduate college, or are you a college graduate, or are you a master's or doctorate degree holder? or unfortunately were you not able to attend school. So these are the options. Alright, in this case I'll just click college graduate. Next, C3, employment status. So there are 6 options here actually. Full-time, part-time, self-employed, meaning you have a family business, unemployed due to ECQ, not working, or are there other options do you have? Since because of COVID-19, there are a lot of work from home situations happening. So in my case, I'll click on full-time. Next, C4, working from home due to ECQ. So this is what I just mentioned earlier. So if you click others, this will be applicable to you. So you will just click yes. No? In my case, I clicked full-time, so this is not applicable to me. So no. Next, C5, contact numbers. So again, since this is in asterisk, no, as you can see, it's in red asterisk. Please take note, this is very crucial, no, so that we can communicate at all times. Since this is always distance learning for us by the time we start school, so it is crucial that we have your contact numbers, no. So in my case, I'll put on my contact number. So there, you can either enter a cell phone number or a landline number, whichever, right? Next, C6, mother's maiden name. So make sure it's the maiden name or the single name of the mother, right? In my case, I'll try to type it here. So it's Nazareno Rosalina Cuario. Alright. So again, we will not be typing in initials. It has to be the full name. So this is the family name, Nazareno, the first name, Rosalina, and then the middle name, Cuario. Right? Okay. C7, mother's highest educational attainment. So again, it will have the same options as we encountered previously, no, under the father. Can you excuse me for a moment? Alright. Okay, so highest educational attainment. So again, it's the same options, no, that are given here. It's either are you an elementary graduate, high school graduate, vocational graduate, within college level, college graduate, or master's or doctorate degree holder, or unfortunately you did not attend school. So whichever would be applicable to you. Now in my case, I'll just click college level. Next, mother's employment status. That's under C8. So again, it's the same options. Is your mom or is the mother working full-time, part-time, self-employed, or having family business, unemployed due to ECQ, or not working, or are there other work arrangements for your job? In this case, I'll just click on full-time. Next, C9, working from home due to ECQ. Again, if you click other this would be applicable to you, so you'll click yes. But otherwise, if you click on full time, like on my side, you will just click on no. C10, mother's contact numbers, right? So again, please do specify. If you have a cell phone, you can leave your cell phone, or if you have a telephone, you can leave your telephone, right? 4254196. All right. So everything is all set, no? I hope everyone got it clearly for this page. So let's now click to next. Alright, so this will actually be the final part or final page of our enrollment form. Right? This is the household capacity and access to distance learning. Alright? For D1, how does your child go to school? Choose all that applies. Okay? So, if ever all of this will apply, you can actually click everything. No? If possible, since there is no public commute, maybe you can walk. No? If there is public commute, maybe you will do public commute. If you have your own car, then possibly you can drive your own, drive your child to using your own car. If ever it back downs, possibly you can do, no? So if by going to school, if you do any of these four or all these four, by all means, you can click whatever applies to you. Alright? So in this case, I'll just click on family-owned vehicle. Right? Next, D2. How many of your household member, including the enrollee, are studying in school year 2020-2021? So please specify. Okay. So say for example, no, example lang ni siya ha. Example, if you have 5 children, no, let's just say they're having gaps, no? So one is grade 1, one is grade 3, grade 6, grade 9, grade 10. Just say for example, just like that. So you will be clicking on, so 1 grade 1, 1 grade 3, 1 grade 5, 1 grade 7, 1 grade 9, 1 grade 11. So that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry. There, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for example, you have 5 sons and daughters, no, that are in this grade levels that you also sent to school in. So you will click on under 1. If you have 1, no, it will apply. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will actually depend on the number of children you have schooling under these grade levels, no? Which I assume, of course, naarasad siguro na or rather, there would be individual grade levels or individual child per grade levels for sure. Or, well, I cannot say for sure, no, because it will really depend on the gap of your children. But anyway, that is how it is to be. Sorry, I technically opened something up. Let me just close it. Sorry. Alright, we're back. Okay, so in my case, I'll just enroll 1 student, no? I'll just enroll 1 student. So if I am only enrolling 1 student for grade 1 and the others I don't have or is not applicable to me, so you will click the other grade levels to none. Here in none. Okay? Change it all to none. It might be tedious, but this is how it is, no? Alright? So this would mean that you only have 1 child and he or she is in grade 1. Okay? So I hope I have made myself clear in this part or in this portion. Next is D3. Who among the household members can provide instructional support to the child's distance learning? Choose all that applies. Alright? So, of course, it is expected, no? If your grade 1 child, since we are enrolling grade 1, if your grade 1 child is with elderly siblings, it might be he or she might have graduated already, so he he or she is no longer applicable here. But granted, no, if your child has an elder sibling, so possible the ate or the kuya might be helping, no? Of course, mainly you would also be helping as parents, as the father, mother, or either, no? Next, if the lolos and lolas are also around, and if they are also willing to help in assisting the child's learning, you can also click on that option, no? If you have extended members within your family, like uncles or aunties, that would also want to help in assisting the distance learning of your child, you can click that as well. Or if have you hired a tutor perhaps, or is the house helper the tutor, you can click on that, no? Otherwise, if none of this applies, you can always click on none. Okay? Or if if in an early stage at grade 1, if your child is gifted already to work or study independently, you can always click able to do independent learning. Excuse me again. Alright. Now, in this case, I'll just click on parents or guardians. Right? Now, I hope I have made myself clear here already, ha? So, always try to read the options if and when it is applicable. Next, D4. What are the devices available at home that the learner can use for learning? Check all that applies. Okay? So, if you have a cable TV at home, okay, click it. If you have a non-cable TV at home, okay, click it. Okay? If you have a basic cell phone, when you say basic cell phone, that's the keypad cell phone, okay? Like the 3210, 3310, whatever. The keypad cell phones. If you have that, click it. Okay? If you have a smartphone, like Oppo, Vivo, iPhone, or whatever you have, you can click it if you have it. Okay? If you have a tablet, then click it if you have it. Okay? If you have a radio, no, you can click it if you have it. Again, if you have a desktop, you know, a complete computer set, no, there's a monitor, a CPU, a keyboard, a mouse. If you have that at home, click it. No? If you have a laptop, click it as well. If you have none of any of these gadgets whatsoever, you click on none. No? And of course, unclicking the other options if you will be clicking none. So in my case, I have a laptop, I have a smartphone, and I have a cable TV and a radio. So that is what I will only be clicking on, what gadgets, no, or devices I have at home. Okay? So, dear parents, why are you asked of this? So these are the possible devices or means for us teachers to communicate to your sons or daughters for the distance learning, no, or the virtual classes. Right? Next, D5. Do you have a way to connect the internet? Okay? So if yes, proceed to D6, which is the next number. But if you do not have any internet connection, then you click on none for D6 and you proceed to D7. Okay? Once again, for D5, do you have a way to connect to the internet? So if your answer is yes, you go ahead to the next number. Okay? And you continue answering. But if your answer is no, so you will answer here in D6, none. And then you will continue to D7. Okay? Have I made it clear? Alright. So, let me just click yes since I have internet connection. No? Okay, so I'll proceed to D6. how do you connect to the internet connection? How do you connect to the internet? Choose all that applies, right? If you can connect through mobile data, click it. If you also have a fiber or DSL, either PLDT, Globe, or whatever that may be, if you have that, then click it. No? If ever there are places outside the home with internet connection, like if you're near the library, or if your nearby barangay has it, or if the municipal hall has it, or if your neighbor is kind enough to share, no, his or her internet connection, or if you have relatives who is nearby that you can go to, so that your student, or your son or daughter, can attend to his distance learning, no? If this applies to you, then click yes. However, if you'd be clicking none, so you just unclick the other options. In my case, I have both online mobile data and broadband internet, no? Next, D7. What distance learning modalities do you prefer for your child? Choose all that applies. All right. So hear me out, dear parents. So this is what you have all been thinking about na. What could possibly happen, no, in the classes and all that? I know you're all wondering about that. So this is the answer to your questions. So we have here actually offered a lot of options. We have here online learning. So this is basically through video call, no, or virtual classrooms. We can arrange some possibly some modules that we can present through television, no, or some modules that we can possibly share through the radio, if it applies to you, if you have a radio at home, or if you choose to have modular learning. So in modular learning, for those who do not know this yet, modular learning is basically we teachers will be giving out a set of study loads or books, perhaps, no, that we can possibly email to you, or you can possibly get it in school, no, or yeah, you can possibly get it in school, or your child can go there to get the materials, no, that he or she can study at home, no. So that's not only one subject. So when you say modular learning, there are a lot of subjects compacted, like say for example, good for 3 days, no, good for 3 days, or good for 1 week. We'll be leaving a set of reading materials, activity sheets, no, that you and your child can learn together, no, answer the activity sheets. Then after 1 week, we can then see each other again in school, and then I'll try to see all the worksheets answered by your child, no. That's basically how modular learning goes, no. So it would actually mean it would actually mean a physical appearance of your child or of you together with you in school, but it would be in a more minimal schedule, no, since if the teacher has set it for a week, a modular lesson good for 1 week, so once a week for your child to go to school, no. So that's how it is if you ever choose modular learning. So again, do not worry, no, if ever you will choose modular learning, and if you think this would be the best option or alternative for you, especially for those who do not have internet connection, although there is still no instructions yet from our principals or from our heads from the DepEd, we will try to possibly schedule, no, they will not go, or all the students will not go to school all at once to get all the modular or the modules that he or she will need to learn at home. No, rest assured, it will all be scheduled, and social distancing will always be applied. Granted that a certain schedule will already be given for modular learning. Okay, so do not worry about that at all. No. Next, combination of face-to-face with other modalities. So this is what I meant about what I just said, no? Na it can be through modular, no? Or if you would prefer to have online classes at the same time, modular way of instructions, like there would be a time that there would be online classes for your child, and then we could set a face-to-face like a day, 1 day per week, so that I can make a follow-up on what we have discussed online. So it's really flexible, and you as the parent is actually in charge. You can really choose what among these learning modalities you wish for your child, what you wish for your child so that he can learn. All we need to do is to check on the surveys on who among or how many have chosen modular learning, combination face-to-face, online learning, so that we can make our necessary schedule of adjustments as well. No, we will adjust to the needs of the students. Okay, rest assured that is it. So in this case, I will choose on online learning. Okay. Next, D8. What are the challenges that may affect your child's learning process through distance education, or choose all that applies? Okay, since you have already, or since I have clicked online learning, you will now, or we will now try to see, no, what would be the hindrances, or what would be the effects, or the effects of your child, no? So you can point it out here. So lack of available gadgets or equipment, no? So for example, you chose online learning because you feel that it is more safe that your child is at home, no, instead of going to school. But then you lack the available gadgets or equipment, so you click on that, no? Again, you chose online learning, but you don't have the budget, or you have insufficient budget to buy the necessary load for the data of your for the internet connection. So you will click that if that applies to you. If you have an unstable mobile or internet connection, no, like say for example, you have purchased the proper data or proper load for the data, you have internet connection like PLDT or Globe, but the problem is your location, no, it's hard to get the signal. So again, you click that if that applies to you, no. Existing health conditions, no, if ever you have chosen combination face-to-face with other modalities, it would mean your child would go to school in spite of COVID-19. So if you think you would want to have the face-to-face, but your child is facing a health condition, no, which who has mentioned na it's diabetes and heart problems that can create complications with COVID-19. So you have to point that out, no, so that we can be aware na, uy, lisod di ay, no, it's difficult to apply this if that's the case. So we can then advise you to choose other modalities if that's the case, no. So again, this is all just example scenarios, no, for you. Next, difficulty in independent learning. So say for example, the child is only living with the lola or the lolo, then the parents are OFWs, no, which in this case there are a lot of scenarios that have that situation, no, or if possibly separated, the family is separated and the child has lack of no support from the adult members, that's also an issue, no? So that is difficult in independent learning. Or in most cases, no, it's not to judge, but unfortunately, if the child has an adult with him or her in the household na would also, or has a barrier, no, to help him or her to learn, that would be considered as a difficulty in independent learning, no? I say, for example, if the mother just graduated, or the mother just graduated from grade 1, grade 2, or grade 3, and would have difficulty in assisting their child, no? That could be one. No, I'm not judging anyone. That's just a situation, no? So that is a problem if you think this applies to you. Next, conflict with other activities like house chores. So again, if you aren't able to, if you are the only adult, no, in the household that could assist your child, and there is a conflict, since you need to also clean the house and all those. So if you think that's a conflict, then you click on it, no? Next is high electrical consumption. So if you find that you want to choose online learning, but your concern is it has high electrical consumption, so you click on that if you think that is an issue, no? Distractions like social media or noise from the community or neighbor. So possibly if you have chosen online learning, your child might be distracted, and instead of possibly listening properly to our online classes, he or she would tend to shift, no, to social media, or possibly a friend, neighbor of the child would create nuisance. So if you think that applies to the situation of your child, you click yes, no, or you check it. If there are other situations, no, that are not mentioned here, do not worry, you can always click others, no, and then just unclick the other items if you click on others. Alright? So in my case, let's just say I'll click on insufficient load or data allowance, no, I'll just choose that. Okay. Alright, so this is the privacy notice agreement, no? I hereby certify that the information given above are true and correct to the best of my knowledge, and I allow the Department of Education to use my child's details to create and or update his or her learner profile in the Learner Information System. The information herein shall be created as confidential in compliance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Alright. So if you have read the privacy notice agreement, then you click yes. Okay. So by the way, I did not define, no, the compliance of the Data Privacy Act, since I used my own data here for this video tutorial. Alright, so once all of this have been filled up, so now it's time to submit, but I will not click that since I will not enroll myself, no? But in your case, if you are done enrolling already, so you can always click on submit. As soon as you click submit, you will be given a notice that the enrollment has been successfully done. Okay? And with that said, your child is already officially enrolled in DepEd under the school that you have chosen in. Alright? So once again, I'd like to make the reminders, okay? If there are a few options or parts, sorry, my mouth is kind of dry from talking a lot, so sorry for that. But anyway, if ever there were parts or portions of this video tutorial that are still a blur, or you are still confused, no, to how it is or how it is done, do not worry. You can always comment down below in this YouTube video your concern, and I would happily contact you or reply to your concern, no? Or if you have hold of my YouTube, or rather, if you have hold of my Facebook, you can always personal message me, or I have as well typed in below the link, no, to my Facebook page, which is also under Teacher Michelle. You can contact me there, no? I will give all my possible contacts so that I can assist you all in enrolling, no? Enrolling online for using DepEd website. Once again, I'd like to take note that this is only under Cebu City only. Okay? As for the private schools, they might possibly have their own online enrollment system, no, if you wish to enroll in public, rather in private. As for public school in Cebu City, this is the way to go. Okay, so again, for any concerns, please do not hesitate to comment. And before my video ends, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. In that way, if you click on subscribe, any updates on my video, on my other video tutorials, you can get updated with. Okay? And if ever you find it difficult, no, to understand some of my information since I used the language English, do not worry, for I have created another video, or I will create another video tutorial with the language Bisaya. Alright? So, thank you once again, dear parents, as well as to the teachers who are viewing this. God bless and stay safe at home. Goodbye.